If you write down what you're trying to do, you will attain it. It's March 2020. I remember writing down things in January and February of 2019. Everything came to fruition. Literally everything I wrote down.
Well, welcome Justin Jones to the show here. Wonderful saxophonist, young guy. And how old are you, Justin?
24.
24. Been playing around in the New Jersey, New York City area. Been pretty active in a lot of different communities and organizations, teaching, playing, all that good stuff. So it's a pleasure to have him here on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's no problem at all, man. Maybe you could just give a small introduction.
Hey guys, I'm Justin Jones. I am saxophonist, woodwind instrumentalist in general, clarinet and flute. I produce and I teach, and I'm a heavy composer. I'm from New Jersey, very active on New York scene, New Jersey scene. You know, as many scenes as I can get my feet into, I'm trying to be there.
Okay, so Justin, I know that you went to school for jazz performance. Is that correct?
So my first year at Rutgers, I was studying music education and jazz performance, and I switched my major over to jazz performance. After about a year or so, I applied to some other schools in the area and transferred to Paterson after 2 years at Rutgers, and I finished my degree there.
What is one of the reasons why you decided to switch from Rutgers to Paterson? I think a lot of people are in a boat where maybe they feel like that the school is not offering them the best opportunities, or maybe it's not the best fit for them.
Okay, I don't think any school is a perfect fit for anybody. Truthfully, each school is going to give you an education, and it's up to you to give yourself the proper education that you need for whatever your life aspirations are, your career aspirations. So for me, there's a lot that I was getting from Rutgers, and there was a lot that I got from Paterson, but no two schools seemed to perfectly give me everything I needed. I felt like after both schools, I had to still go and give myself an education in areas that were lacking. Like for instance, business. I had to, read up on a lot of different books, talk to a lot of different mentors in the New Jersey, New York scene. For me, the schools offer different things. Like ensemble playing, I felt like Rutgers was giving me a lot more of that in terms of reading. In terms of that, their ear training class was very intense, and I learned a lot from that. Paterson focuses on small group playing, improvising, and its proximity to New York made a huge impact on my career. Every day after class, I was in New York, jam sessions, and that was an asset to me. The two school bodies, the student bodies at both schools varied a lot to me. I was way more social at Rutgers in terms of the school itself offered a lot to someone going to college for the first time. So I was very active, social there. And at Paterson, I was pretty much there just for the jazz education. Harold Mayburn was there, Vincent Herring was there, Bill Charlap.
I guess making the distinction early on, like you were saying, about the difference between going for that more musical education and then deciding on your own to take up a little bit more business acumen. What are some places that you suggest looking if you want to improve your business?
I listen to a lot of podcasts and YouTube channels. Outside of talking to my mentors, one book that I really got a lot from is How to Make It in the New Music Business. And I was reading the 2016 edition. Since then, the 2019 edition came out. It was released in December. I just started reading that yesterday. So I'm always refreshing my information. That one is really good. This Business of Music is a great book. There's tons of resources on YouTube. I think that we need to all have an understanding of publishing, how that works, royalties, because it's all gonna come to either help you in times like this right now. What is it, March 17th, 2020? having an understanding. So right now, like while I'm at home, I'm getting a deeper understanding of how the music business works. You know, publishing, licensing, recording at home, teaching at home. These things all are things that can aid and supplement your income or be your main source of income when you can't be outside playing.
Yeah, definitely having different revenue streams is extremely important, especially in times like these. No doubt about it. We'll definitely link all the books and whatever recommendations Justin has in the show notes so that everyone can go and take a look for themselves and do the research. Now that you experience school and that you're out there playing and teaching, do you feel like there's still value in school, even if it's mostly like a musical education? Like, is that where you feel like the scene is? Like, what's your vibe on that?
I think school is very valuable. Like if you want to go into the music industry, it gives you a place to start in terms of connections. You have your faculty at the school where now you have access to who are the different people that your teachers work with, and that's a way to get to know them. You learn skills like, you know, ear training, reading, arranging. These are things that you can all teach yourself, but it's a structured way of learning all the different skills that are needed. In school, that's what got my feet wet with music notation software, Sibelius and Finale. These are things I use for my band all the time. Ear training, how to like transcribe something off of a record. There's going to be times where someone might not have that skill and they pay you to do that. So all these little things add up to being a versatile musician, someone that is hireable in a wide range of things. I think I wouldn't say it's necessary. Some people can not go to school and be, you know, extremely successful, and other people can go to school and not be successful. So it's all about, are you able to use the resources that are given to you to your advantage or not?
Yeah, those are all great points. What are some things that really helped during that cultivation time?
For me, I think arranging was important. Keyboard skills. This is just on a musical level. Things that were not necessarily taught were relationship building, how to network, how to land gigs, how to keep gigs, and how to create your own gigs. Those are all like important things. Every single thing I've learned in school I've used at this point in my career. I could really say that. Or I plan on using, you know, like arranging for strings or four horns. You're not going to use them all at every time, and you might be confused as to how you're going to use them, but they all have its benefit.
Like you said, it's up to the person to utilize those skills in the way that best fits their needs and what they're looking to do in life, for sure. You're a good example of someone that uses those skills in a way that really helps further what you want to do. What were some important ways you feel like that help you establish yourself in this area?
I went out all the time. You know, even I met you through going out before we were in school together.
Yeah, that's right.
I think I actually probably met you at your birthday party. There was a jam session at Alps.
Oh, yes. Good times.
Right, exactly. And I met a ton of people that day. So I went to jam sessions all the time. You know, particularly I think it was either my freshman or sophomore year in college at Rutgers. I just went to every jam session in Jersey. You know, you had a page on Facebook. I went to every jam session. You know, I studied with all the alto players that like lived in Jersey, and then they all sent me out on different gigs, you know? So I think just using the resources, like being in New Jersey, having access to New York City, you have resources. For me, I think that's like what helped me establish myself was, you know, having strong relationships with Mark Rose and Vincent Herring, Bruce Williams. Winard had a great session, still has a great session, Mike Lee. And that's how I met everyone. And I think covering a lot of ground helped. So being at Rutgers, you know, gigging in Philly a little bit, all of Jersey, and then going to William Paterson. And then, you know, when I was at William Paterson, I lived right by the George Washington Bridge. So I made an effort to be in the city every day, or in Jersey every day, or both. So people be like, damn, I see you everywhere. And that's helped me a lot. I think there's different approaches, because then I took a period where I just stayed at home and worked on other things, like upping my business skills, so it comes in waves. You have to figure out what's a personal need for you. If not enough people know you, then not a lot of people know you. If you're not shedding enough, shed enough, It's, you have to keep reevaluating yourself, and I'm constantly reevaluating myself to figure out what's the next step that I need to make so that I can get to my furthest goal. Like, where do I see myself in 10 years? And just like develop genuine relationships, have friends. Your friends are gonna put you on, and you should put on your friends to different opportunities, and just keep on creating.
You have a good sense about what it means to network as a professional musician. And I believe that your mentors and who you study with kind of helps show the way as to how to establish yourself, not only musically, but also with a good attitude. And I definitely see that whenever I see you in person. You always have a very good attitude in whatever approach you have. And I think that really helps, to definitely get that call back. No doubt about it,
We come from a very humbling place. There's been so many times I've been humbled on the bandstand by my peers or by our elders. Those things is what's gonna put you ahead of the curve. If you can keep on, if you don't take it as discouragement, but as encouragement to keep going, to check out this next thing, it's gonna put you on the next level. And I'm just blessed to have not been discouraged by the resources and by the pressure that was put on, and use it as furthering myself. And even right now with COVID-19 pressure, there's been so much new pressure that it's time to really establish your take your online business to the next level, take your recording, teaching, production skills to the next level. How quickly or how efficiently can you use the technology, Sibelius, Logic Pro, Mainstage, and revisiting a lot of things like transcriptions, classical music. These are all resources, and you have to use the most out of every situation. There's a lesson in everything.
Yeah, that's a beautiful way to put it, man. Definitely. Lesson in everything. Who are some people that stick out to you that you kind of model yourself after or learn a lot from?
I definitely am really influenced by my parents. They raised me in a very structured environment. Grew up in church, so that's where I started playing in church and in school band at the same time. So it's everything kind of worked together with my life in terms of being exposed to a lot of gospel music and reggae at the same time. My parents are Jamaican, so I'm first generation American. My Christian faith, I think, has always been keeping me, keeps me in check with myself, keeps me at peace with myself and life. So my father, he's a huge example as what I should be as a man. Other people, honestly, Bruce Williams, huge mentor and inspiration to me as how to live your life and structure yourself. He's a family man, and he's always putting his family first, with everything he does. And I've learned a lot from him. I just try to have good examples in my life. That's what keeps me on a narrow path. And people you have to associate yourself and follow good examples in terms of business. You shouldn't, go to financially sound people so that you can live your life and set up your life in an organized way. Go to spiritually sound people so that you can live your life in a spiritually sound way. Same with when it comes to physical health. Who you surround yourself with is going to really impact who you become in life. If you surround yourself with people that are unorganized and not living healthy lifestyles, you're not going to do that. I always make an effort to just follow the footsteps of people that are living good, what I consider a good lifestyle, a healthy lifestyle, mindful, respectful people.
What do you think is a realistic goal for young musicians to have when it comes to expecting a certain lifestyle when they are trying to make it as a full-time performer and educator?
I think you can only expect what you're exposed to. I've seen people have successful like family lives, own homes, have kids, teach at universities, tour a lot, travel, record. I know that it's attainable, so that's what I go after. I think, the idea of a broke jazz musician is silly to me. That's why I think it's important to have multiple streams of income. You should be teaching, you should be performing, you should be writing, or should be recording. At the end of the day, it's a business, and you can't just expect that like playing in the clubs is gonna fully provide for your life. It's not. It's possible, but it's having multiple streams of income is like really what's gonna lead you to success and to be able to provide for yourself and for family. If you think that you're gonna be a broke jazz musician, you'll be a broke jazz musician. If you think you're gonna be successful, have multiple streams, where you put your mind and your efforts is where you're gonna see results. It's like as simple as that to me. If success is what you want, success is what you'll get. If failure, and settling, for a lifestyle that people like say, that's what you're gonna get. You have to truly be realistic. You're an example of that, multiple streams of income, homeowner, married, and you use like resources and mentorship and you use all these things to your advantage, and you don't waste time. You do take necessary steps. It's all about setting goals and making it clear, write your vision and make it plain, and then fulfill the steps. I like to for me, just looking at life backwards is like, and by backwards I mean have a goal, and then what are the steps that are necessary to do that, and then you tackle one thing at a time, figure out what's attainable tomorrow and work towards that, and keep the bigger picture in mind the whole time.
You just write goals even on like a post-it note, just like of different lengths, and then you just put it right up, and you just go like, okay, this
all
is...
post-it notes full of...
Yeah.
Oh, you can't see me yet, but I'm holding it up. These are all my goals. I keep on writing this whole stack.
Just having those little notes, those little reminders, just something to remind you every day what it's going to be like, It's like, and what you need to work on. It's perfect for sure.
Right now we're in the COVID crisis, COVID-19. You have to be ready to adapt. As of next week, I was supposed to be like on the road like throughout until the summer, and that just completely was like, no, that's not happening. It's impossible. Having multiple skills is so important. To me, this is like a big snowstorm. Those days where you can just shed all day and be organized, reevaluate. I'm not necessarily angry or mad. It's income that is not coming in right now, but it's going to come in. But it's giving me an opportunity to reassess, reevaluate, and reorganize my business. And I'm using it to my advantage, recording more, writing more. I thought I was done, taking a break from writing, because I felt like that's what I was doing up until this point. But then, as the world said, no, you still have to be in this period of creating and preparing for the next season. For me, writing and recording at home is something that I'm really into. I have all my doubles here, my clarinet, my flute, all my saxophones. I can record, I can produce, everything. Practicing things that I may have put off. But now, I'm glad that I prepared things and had a list of things that I wanted to tackle. And even though some things I wasn't able to get to, now I have the opportunity to get to it. That's pretty much it. Support our elders. That's a huge thing. As you can see, our elders are leaving us like literally day by day. So far this year, we lost McCoy, we lost Claudio Arditi, Jimmy Heath, we lost Vic Juris, who taught at Rutgers when I was there. We lost Larry Willis, Sonny Fortune. These are all huge people of this music. You know, we lost so many people in like recent years that if we don't take advantage of the connection, you know, the connections to John Coltrane, Charlie Parker, Thelonious Monk, Bud Powell, if we don't connect with them while we have time, we're just missing out on the connections. You know, there are people that are still out here that are alive. You know, Norman Simmons is here. You know, Joe Ford lives like down the road. Really like take advantage and honor them and support them while we have the time. You know, they're here. And I think that's what's really being lost, is the connection to the creators of this music. You know, we live in a period where, I don't know what to call the music, you know, Black American music, jazz, improvised swing music. That is like, it's truly like, I think is being lost, you know, in terms of when you look at the music that is popular today. We need to keep the connection to the music alive. Of all the places, you know, I've played festivals, jazz clubs, Sister's Place, true jazz club. You know, and you go on the wall, look in the wall in there, you'll see why. I'm not knocking anything, but I'm saying that like a place like Sister's Place is a true jazz club. That's all I can really say.
You're always appealing to your tribe, no matter what you're doing. And if you choose to uphold the traditions of jazz, then people will recognize that, not necessarily just because of the music, but also because you're presenting it yourself. You know, I think that's one thing that you've been doing a very great job of. What is your definition of success as a musician?
For me, the definition of success is being able to create opportunities for other people. You know, can you bring people to where you are, and can you continue to go further and then continue to keep on bringing people to where you are, rather than trying to keep people down so that you can just feel like uplifted. You know, success is so individual though. For me, it always changes. What I wanted last year is just not enough. In terms of my career and my personal goals, for myself as a man, it's always evolving. Yeah, success is so different, and you have to constantly change your surroundings, you know, to keep on achieving that level of success. You know, Miles Davis did that. I believe in bringing the tradition, the saxophone, alto tradition that I'm a part of, forward. Just like also like authentically being me, you know, Jamaican American church boy, you know, like that's what I am, but like also so many other things. To me, success is like, can you authentically be you, and continue like to feed yourself and other people and create opportunities for other people.
I feel that. Totally feel that. This was great today. Definitely appreciated your time, Justin. You know, I definitely wish you the best of luck, you know, trying to adapt to this environment. But I believe you can do it, and definitely want to wish you the best, man.
Same to you. Survival of the fittest out here, you know, but it's important for us to equip other people while we're surviving, you know, because you can't do anything alone. Every day I learn that more and more, is that without a solid team and a network and a community, we're not going to survive. You know, even though like it's trying to push us to all be locked up in a room like I am right now by myself, we really need to utilize our community. I'm grateful for everything that you've done, Peter, for years now. Like, it's, you know, it's been years of what you've been doing, and it's a great thing. And you know, that's all we can do, is continue to bring people up and together.
So I want to thank everyone for tuning in to Jazz Biz 101 with our special guest, Justin Jones. Please remember to subscribe. You know, all that helps. We have a 1,000 subscriber challenge right now. We get up to that number, we're going to put together a nice big event for everyone. Well, after this crisis. So if it reaches that point beforehand, we'll have a giant Zoom party or something. So right. Which might be more manageable and more affordable. But yeah, everyone stay safe, and thanks. We're going to have some special guests in the next coming days. I'm here, so going to be interviewing a bunch of people. So stay tuned. All right,
y'all. Peace.